Adam Kinzinger delivered an extraordinarily impactful closing statement during today's January 6th hearings. His words were filled with emotion, strength, and a resounding call to action to safeguard our democracy. Every single word he spoke deserves your undivided attention. The Justice Department lawyers should not be mistaken for the personal attorneys of the president. Their duty lies in upholding the law and defending the best interests of the United States, not any particular political campaign. This principle has been fundamental since the department's establishment shortly after the Civil War. It is expected that Justice Department lawyers operate with unwavering integrity. However, President Trump attempted to undermine his electoral defeat by appointing an unqualified individual to a high-ranking position within the Justice Department. This move was a blatant power play aimed at winning at any cost, disregarding the will of the American people. President Trump sought to dismiss millions of votes, rejecting them as fraudulent, corrupt, and illegal. The facts were deemed inconsequential from the confines of the Oval Office. He actively encouraged others, including Republican congressmen, to propagate his baseless claims, requesting them to assert the election's corruption while leaving the rest to him. President Trump exhibited indifference towards the investigations conducted by the Justice Department. The truth held no value when it only served to confirm his loss. This behavior comes as no surprise. All the utterly fabricated and absurd conspiracy theories crumbled when subjected to even the most minimal scrutiny. It is astonishing how quickly this insanity spread from the depths of the internet to the highest echelons of government. In essence, the highest-ranking officials at the Justice Department, including Attorney General Bill Barr, his successor Jeff Rosen, and Deputy Rich Donahue, with the exception of Jeff Clark, all conveyed the same message to President Trump. The conspiracy theories were entirely false, and the notion of a stolen election was a blatant lie. The indisputable data left no room for doubt or questioning. Furthermore, the Constitution offered no avenue for President Trump to alter the election's outcome. However, we find ourselves here today because President Trump was utterly unconcerned with the facts. His primary objective was to safeguard his own power and fragile ego, even if it meant recklessly undermining our entire electoral system. He carelessly cast baseless doubt upon it, all to prolong his presidency. There can be no more dishonorable act committed by a president. We owe an immense debt of gratitude to the men who have testified before us today, genuine leaders who stood up for justice when it faced immense peril. They prioritized their country over the demands of the leader of the free world, even threatening to resign rather than corrupt our democracy. It is largely due to their unwavering commitment that President Trump's attempted coup failed. In stark contrast, there is Jeff Clark, who would obediently comply with the president's wishes and propagate the idea of massive fraud. Disregarding the facts, he would gladly leave the rest to President Trump's allies in Congress. Mr. Clark adamantly refused to cooperate with this committee, invoking the Fifth Amendment over 125 times to avoid potential self-incrimination. It raises the question of why he would take such risks if he had nothing to hide. Additionally, President Trump's congressional allies, some of whom may be seeking pardons, were well aware that their actions were built upon falsehoods and were fundamentally wrong. This only amplifies the importance of respecting those who courageously testified before this committee. We express our gratitude for their unwavering commitment and service, especially considering the tremendous pressure they faced. As the saying goes, evil can prevail when good people choose to do nothing. Fortunately, there were individuals of integrity within the Department of Justice who took a stand. We also heard from other honorable individuals earlier this week who defended the truth. However, I remain concerned that insufficient changes have been implemented to prevent such events from recurring. The oath we take must hold deep significance, penetrating to the very essence of our being, and driving our commitment to serving this nation. As members of this committee, We have the ability to shed light on darkness. But that alone is not sufficient. It is now the responsibility of every American, both present and future, to stand for truth and unequivocally reject the lies we encounter in our communities, governments, friendships, families, and at the ballot box. We must also confront and challenge falsehoods within our own minds and hearts.